Hey homeschool moms, I'm Christine and I wanted to chat with you guys today about reading. So I am a big supporter of reading real books. So here I am saying, hey, there's a great reading curriculum, and people are like, I thought that you like to read real books with your kids. So I wanted to talk to you about that for just a minute before cracking open a box, because I do have a box opening today. So I cut it already, but other than that, it has not been opened. It still has whatever paper or anything on top. So I just did that so I didn't stab myself live with scissors while I'm doing this video. But I am going to be opening this with you because I do have something really cool that's semi-new. It's been around for at least a handful of months, but it's definitely new to me, and I wanted to share it with you still. So with reading, I have always said that I love using real, call them living books if you want. I love using real books with my kids because I have found in the past when we used curriculum that they were just never the right fit for my kids, and they would get frustrated really, really quickly. And when I was able to just bring them to the library or bring them to the bookstore to pick out books for them to read, they seemed so much more willing to do this reading. So I've just been a really big supporter, and I have always told a lot of my friends and a lot of my community that, you know, real books are where it's at for when you want your kid to learn to read, because they have that thrill of being able to pick out their own books and all of that goes along with it. And my kids have been doing really, really well with that. I've had 2 kids that I've taught to read this way, and they've just flourished. And so it's something that I love in finding those real books, and there's such a variety. And this is, of course, this is them reading, right? This isn't me reading read-alouds to them. This is them reading books out loud themselves and learning how to read themselves. So we've loved Mr. Putter and Tabby books. We've loved Amelia Bedelia. We right now are just literally just picking whatever books we can from the library. My son is super into reptiles. I know a few of you know about that already from some other stuff I have shared. Super into reptiles, super into lizards. So if we can find a reptile or amphibian book, he's been more willing to read. So you would say, well, why are you showing off a reading curriculum today? So I love All About Learning Press. I am a humongous fan of theirs. We have been using their spelling on and off for the past handful of years. And I say off because when we don't use spelling, we take a break from spelling. I have not found any other curriculum that I love more than All About Learning. So this is All About Spelling and All About Reading are their 2 curriculum that they have. And I love it. Like, I seriously have not found anything else that matches it. And we have probably used at least 5 or 6 different spelling curriculum over our past 7 years of homeschooling. So we've tried quite a few. And outside of copy work and outside of just reading, I have not found a better spelling curriculum. So we have not used their All About Reading curriculum in the past. This will be our first time using it. And here's the reason why I like it so much. So if you are familiar with All About Spelling, I do have a link about a review from All About Spelling that I can put in the comments after this. You guys can check it out so you can see the insides of it a little bit more so you understand what I'm talking about. But what I love about it is that they hear it, they see it, and they use their hands to create the words. So if you have a kinesthetic learner like my oldest son is, it is huge for that. It is such a great way that they're able to hear it, they're able to see it, but then other than just writing it, because they're going to write it too, they have letter tiles that you can build the words using these letter tiles. And you're learning all of these rules and why. Why are we spelling the words this way? The English language is so silly. Why do we spell the things this way? So it breaks it down and explains why. And so I know All About Reading is the same way, that you are going to have rules and learning why do we read the words this way, and you're still gonna be able to use those letter tiles. We also love their app that they have, so instead of having actual letter tiles that have magnets on the back, you can get a great whiteboard and put it all on there. We like the app because it's all on the app. We just have our Kindles, our $30 Kindles. Black Friday is coming up. Grab a $30 Kindle because they're normally like $45, $50 for the cheapest one. They're $30 on Black Friday. We always upgrade on Black Friday and get the newest version, or sometimes we'll get the bigger screen because even those are discounted to I think $50. Anyways, that's coming up in a few weeks and you'll believe you're gonna be hearing about Kindles from me. But we have the app on our Kindle. And so my kiddo is able to then just take the letter tiles and just slide them that way and build the words that way. We still have all of the rules showing, and they have it broken down for reading or spelling on the same app. They have it broken down to where you can put what level they're on, what lesson they're on, and it'll give you all the letter tiles that they need all right there. And this was really essential for us because we just moved into a house from our RV. So we've been in an RV for the past 8 months. So we did not have room for a whiteboard with all of these letter tiles. We didn't have space to, I mean, you would be surprised with such a small space how quickly things would get lost in there. I feel like things got lost more easily in a small space than they did in a large space in a large house. And we also have a 2-year-old who will just tear those letter tiles down. She would ruin our whole lesson immediately. So having it on the app is so convenient if you don't have room for a whiteboard, or if you have little fingers who are getting into those letter tiles that you don't want messing with during your actual lesson. So I like having both available, but I really, really love the app, and we've been using that lately just because of the ease and convenience of it. So they have new books that I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'm going to open my box now. I got my box from All About Reading, and I was so excited when it came in the mail. So I'm going to open it up, and you can hear all the fresh crinkling of paper. So what they have new that they did not have before is all of their books now. So the covers have always been in full color, but now they're all full color on the inside. They were all black and white before, and so all of their stories have pictures in full color now. It just makes them so much more eye-catching and exciting. So I was really excited. I went to a conference a few weeks ago and was able to see them in person in full color at the conference. So I was so pumped and said I need to get these in my hands. So it just looks really, really beautiful, all in color. So I chose level 3. My son's in 2nd grade. So that's the thing, is that you definitely want to test your kids on the website. I'm going to put my affiliate link in the comments after the video, so you guys can go check out All About Reading and All About Spelling after the video. They don't go by grade. So you definitely want to go on the website and do like a placement test or whatever that is. I know they have something like that on there. I can't remember if it's a test or if it's just, you know, basic skills your child should know before starting that level. So he finished level 2 early this school year because we school year round. So early this fall he finished level 2 and moved on to level 3. So it definitely does not necessarily go by grade level. So you definitely want to make sure, if you're not already using All About Spelling, that you find out what level they should be on for All About Reading. So we just followed, because I know that they do coincide for spelling and reading. So if you're using both curriculum, the books will go along with the rules and whatnot that they're learning in spelling as well. So I got him level 3. So it comes with 2 different books, both in full color. Guys, he's gonna die when he sees this dragon. Oh my gosh, he loves dragons so much. That's so exciting. So, and then there's several stories in each. Let me see, table of contents. So there's 12 stories in this one. And then it also comes with a teacher's manual. And so it has everything you need for all of your lessons inside the teacher manual. And so these are also in full color, which is awesome, because when you use the letter tiles, the tiles are both blue and red, because the red is for vowels, the blue is for consonants. And so before, they just had them shaded differently in the black and white version, but now in the color version, they have them all in full color, which is awesome. And cute little monkey that's in full color. So it's so exciting, but it tells you exactly what letter tiles that you need to be putting out for that lesson, when to do it. So it's all scripted for you, which I love. Anything that's scripted for me and that is easy for me makes me want to buy it immediately, because funny enough, since I'm making curriculum, I don't typically like to create a curriculum for everything, okay? And so if they have it where they're telling me exactly what to say and exactly what to do and I don't have to figure it out myself, then that makes me want to buy immediately, because I love lazy homeschooling is what I call it, because we're not really lazy, right? We're doing amazing work with our kids, but if I can just open and go, oh my goodness, I am so going to do it. And then it also has the student pack. And so the student pack, let me open this, get the cellophane open. It comes with cards. Oh, it comes with fun little stickers for progress page that you guys can do as well. So this one comes with an activity book. So it's all about spelling. I don't remember there being an activity book, so that's exciting with the reading words, that there's activity books. And so it's all in full color again. This is ing words. And then to go with your ing words, you're going to have your words to put in front of the ing. So your kids can cut these out, put them with the ing, and there's even a slit so that you can slide them in, because you're gonna drop those E's, right? So you can do it to where you're gonna like drop the E for sharing and only have SHAR show through, because you're gonna have the slit there. So it's really fun activities for your kids to do to learn these different rules. Oh my goodness, how fun we did this. So this is actually a freebie. Oh, how fun. We did this on their website for their blog, that we had the dragster car. So some of this stuff, you can go on their resources page on their website, and like this is free on their resources page. And you can do the same thing, which is whatever spelling words you have, whether you use the curriculum or not, and you can do the same game on there that they have in the book, which is so cool. I didn't even know that that was in the book. That's so exciting. So they have little games like that all through it. So like this is pretty thick. There's lots of fun activities for them to do in here to go along with their reading stuff that they're learning. And then that all goes along with the books. So something else, so this comes with a few extra. I didn't have to get all the letter tiles because I already have most of them. So it has the few extras for the different things that are just specific for level 3 in here. And then they have cards for the different words that you would be learning. So they have the ones that are the phonogram cards, so there's the sounds of the actual letters to do review for that. And then they have all of the different words that you're going to be learning in the spelling lessons. And so that way you can use those for your own reference if you're just saying the words for them out loud, for them to write down or whatever, if you're doing any drilling like that, or if you're just simply looking at them for flashcard reference. And then you can separate them all as well by lesson and everything. And so they have that all for you, like on each and every one it tells you what lesson and what number card it is, so you can make sure you're not missing any, which is like, I need that in my house because I am so unorganized. And so that way I know I'm not missing any cards, because they're all labeled for what lesson they are and what number card they are. So if you're getting anything out of order, or if you're misplacing any of them, you know exactly which cards you're misplacing, which is like such a lifesaver in my house. My stuff is all over the place all the time with little hands always messing with all of it. So I love all about reading. I love all about spelling. Now you're like, okay, so you do all of these regular books. How are you going to find time to do both? So I am a huge fan of using curriculum as a tool in your toolbox. So you can't just have a hammer in your toolbox. You can't just have a screwdriver in your toolbox. So will we be doing this entire thing? Probably not, because that's just how I do things in my homeschool, is that other than maybe math, we don't typically use an entire curriculum, because I like pulling tools from all kinds of places. And that's just what works for me and for my kids in our homeschool. Some of you might want to go through each and every one of these, because it is amazing. Like, it's so tempting that we probably honestly will do a handful of these. Even if we don't do the full lesson, we'll probably do a lot of these activities, because this is so right up my kids' alley to have. Oops, that's not even a fun page. That one doesn't have pictures. Let me find a picture page for you. To do fun stuff like this, to where you're going to have pictures of stuff with words on it, that's what my kid's going to get into. And to have really cute stories with really cute pictures in it, that's what my kid's going to get into. And so we're going to do the lessons, and we're going to use the letter tiles, and we're going to do as much of this that works for us. And in the meantime, we're going to be reading other really awesome books that he's able to pick out from the library. And we're not going to stress about how much we're going to get done or how much we're not going to get done, because I really strive to have that relaxed atmosphere in our homeschool. And so if we are stressing, going, oh my goodness, there's this many lessons in this book, how are we ever going to complete them? That's not going to fly in our school, just because there's so many resources to choose from. I'm trying to look and see how many lessons there are in this while I'm talking. There's so many lessons to choose from, and there's so much curriculum to choose from that, let's see, it has 54 lessons. So that's awesome. like when there's not like hundreds of lessons, because that makes it even more stressful. So with 54, that makes it super doable to do about 1 to 2 lessons a week, depending on how fast or how slow your week's going, and be able to finish the whole thing in one school year if you're wanting to. Or if you use school year round, that's 1 lesson a week every single week. So that's a super awesome amount of lessons. I love when it doesn't have 117 lessons or whatever, and then you're like, there's so many lessons to do, and then you get behind, and then you start stressing out. So I love when it has a short amount of lessons, because that does make it doable to do the whole thing if that's what you're choosing to do. So yeah, so I'm going to put the link to All About Spelling review in the comments so you guys can see inside of All About Spelling and see how that looks. I will eventually do a review of All About Reading as well. Of course, we've got to take some time. We've got to read them. We've got to go through the lessons, and I want to be able to show you guys inside after I've used it and have gotten familiar with it a little bit more. And I'll do your full review of that and probably another video for you guys too. So I love it. I love All About Learning Press. The people that work there are amazing. I've made friends with some of the employees. Like, they are seriously, if you have any questions, contact them or contact me, and I will see if I can get any of the answers for you. All About Learning Press is awesome. And so even when my language arts comes out, my Rabbit Trails Through Literature, it does not have spelling, and it has very, very light reading as far as like what kiddos should be reading. It's more of you reading to your kids. So All About Reading and All About Spelling are what I'm going to recommend to everyone to use on top of my Rabbit Trails curriculum, because it is just, if you're looking for spelling outside of copywork, and if you're looking for reading outside of books from the library, this is it. Like, this is the real deal. Having your kids get that hands-on with it, with the reading, with the sight, with the sound, all of that hands-on, there's nothing better. So it is seriously like an A+ curriculum, and it is one of my favorites, and it's one of those that are going to last for all time because it's just so good, and kids really learn those rules really, really well, and to like understand why we spell things and read things the way that they are. So I hope you guys love it. Like I said, give me a few minutes. I'll get everything in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.